with some newer ideas with this new policy that we have launched today. We have not only been able to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves, we've also had a strong positive impact on the policy making at national level, and thanks largely again to our investors, to the citizens, to the stakeholders who have been involved in this brilliant growth story. Over the last 5 years, as I pointed out, the state has passed several milestones in the IT and electronic sectors, not only in terms of the growth, but also in adaptation to the public, to the citizens. Telangana has seen the highest annual growth rate in IT sector in the country in terms of export numbers in the last 5 years, and has created more than 2.5 lakh jobs in this sector, and in spite of the pandemic again. As Amar pointed out, in the last 5 to 6 years, we've had several marquee investors. You know, we hear these, I keep saying this to a lot of potential investors when I meet them. If you look at the top 5 most valued technology companies in the world, all 5 of them without an exception have their second largest base outside of their headquarters in our own city of Hyderabad today. And this marquee list includes Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Now, yes, of course, and we have all of these brands right up there. Let me also quickly point out, excepting Microsoft, which has set its office here in Hyderabad, which has set up its office in Hyderabad and back in 2001-2, all other 4 have come to Telangana in the last 5 to 6 years. Not only these top 5 most valued tech companies, we also have a marquee list of names: Micron, Uber, and we have very interesting companies in BFSI. Just as of a couple of days back, even JP Morgan Chase has set up its largest APAC office in Hyderabad. Goldman Sachs has opened a very large facility in Hyderabad, and that list goes on. In fact, Mass Mutual, State Street, PepsiCo, Intel, the list goes on. More importantly, what I'm very upbeat about is also the electronic sector, manufacturing. You know, Honorable Prime Minister talks about making in India. Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana is very keen to get that manufacturing piece to our state. Electronic sector in Telangana saw more than 1.5 lakh jobs being created, and now we are responsible for production of nearly 7% of electronics output in the country, and that is constantly growing. We've also recently announced the electric vehicle policy, and we've been seeing significant traction even in this space. We have developed a robust innovation ecosystem consisting of T-Hub, the Telangana State Innovation Cell, the Women Entrepreneurs Hub called as V-Hub, and one important thing that BVR Mohan Reddy Garu spoke about, the strong collaboration that is required between industry and academia. We have made a sincere effort in the form of RICH, the Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, but I take your point, sir. I think a lot more needs to be done. I certainly agree with you there. And of course, the Telangana Academy for Skill and Knowledge, TASK, and the largest prototyping facility in the country, soon to be unveiled, called as the T-Works. The Emerging Technologies Wing, headed by Ramadevi Garu, and Image Center of Excellence, which stands for Innovation in Animation, Gaming, Multimedia, and Entertainment. All of these together, in fact, more than 1,500 startups have received support in the form of mentorship, incubations, and industry connects, and have raised more than 1,800 crores of rupees in funding over the last 5 years. I know this number looks small, but I think this is just the beginning. From where we have started to where we have reached, I think it's a significant journey. More than 3 lakh skilled professionals have been created through programs from TASK that have been designed in partnership with the industry. And I take the point made by Shri BVR Mohan Reddy Garu, and of course strongly reinforced and endorsed by Rekha Menon, about the need to focus on education and, more importantly, skilling. We have taken note of that, madam, myself and Jayesh, Ranjan, and we will work with both NASSCOM and also our local industry partners here to ensure that we create a furthermore, even more robust skilling program. TASK, in fact, also has one of the highest placement rates in the country for a government
mentor program. It's your path-breaking initiatives that then translated into the growth that we talked about. So thank you for that. From an industry perspective, we've also seen the investment, and NASSCOM has collaborated very closely There have been very deep engagements, and we've seen that happen, whether it's the Telangana AI mission, where we are partnering for AI adoption and innovation, or the Data Security Council of India, which is running a COE here, or the Future Skills Partnership with Task, which is actually focusing on future skill building, a very critical need, right? And then speaking for Accenture itself, our relationship with Telangana is long and deep. We have a large presence in the state, and our CSR program is already running in 5 districts here. And we recently supported the setup of 120-bed CCU in Nizamabad for the COVID relief measures. So both ways, the relationship has been deep. And the other area I really want to thank the government, or the state government, is for during the last 18 months, where as an industry and as all of us went through very deep crises, I need to express our gratitude for the support we got, whether it was the timely interventions on SEZ relaxation, whether it was providing clearance to operate during statewide lockdowns, allowing night shift movement. All of that helped us keep our essential services running, helped us continuing to deliver to our clients, and also to keep our people safe. So a big thank you for that. If we look ahead, IT industry in India actually is back on its growth trajectory. And we continue to lead India's economic recovery. We collectively generated about 195 billion worth of revenue last year, of which 150 billion was export revenue for the Indian economy, and which actually translates roughly to about 8% of India's GDP and about 52% of share of services export. And in the same period, if I look at the Telangana numbers, and they were already spoken about, the state witnessed a 13% growth in the technology industry, which translated to about 145,000 crores, and an 8% growth in employment, which is saying a lot at a time where there was a crisis in the economy happening. And I have to give some credit to that for your forward-looking policies, because they have underscored the growth. The IT reforms, the